All right, we are live. Hello again, once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the third race of the Messenger 8-Bit No Out of Bounds tournament by GG Speedruns. I am your commentator Kyle Berry Sr., and joining me is Minfin.
Hello.
Minfin, our winner from the last race with a 2-second PB. Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much. Oh, man, that was fun. I was say we got Flash and SpaceNarc, right?
SpaceNarc and Flash. Yep.
All right.
Flash is coming in with a 33-minute, 46-second PB, and SpaceNarc at the 32:44. So this is going to be a pretty close race. I'm excited to see what these runners have in store for us.
Oh yeah. Maybe we can get some spicy stuff going on in this one.
We're just waiting now for the countdown, and runners should be beginning right about now.
All right.
We are off and coming back into Ninja Village. We're a ninja hanging out in a treehouse. You can't see it off screen there, but maybe check back later. And you don't really want to go to history class, but you hear the bell. You figure, what the heck, might as well show up today. And you're just going to get to hold right and do some basic platforming here. You see that there is a jump. It does respond. A short tap will do a hop, and letting go midair will decrease the jump height. Very nice and responsive. You also don't get slowed down when you're slashing while standing in this game. So pretty nice bonus to have on top of this cloud step mechanic. We're seeing Ninja getting that extra jump midair whenever slashing something. That's indicated by the lines under his feet. A small bit of tech in Ninja Village. Right after this text box, when Ninja says watch out, right before that, you need to let go of the text skip and hold it down. Text skip is really nice. It was put in for us by Sabotage Studios. Just by holding down usually the right trigger and jump, you can skip that text very quickly.
Yeah, and the one thing to keep in mind is you can let go as soon as that box pops up, because that box is not affected by text skip. It's the only time in 8-bit like that.
All right. Western Hero has come in, as the prophecy stated, that our Elder was trying to tell us about, and destroyed those enemies for us. They each have a 40% chance to drop a time shard, along with all other enemies in the game. We did see Flash getting 1 homie shard, and SpaceNarc with 0, so SpaceNarc will have about, I think, an 18.5% chance of making it to the shop room without having to go to the wall, but basically we're just going to be hoping for the enemies to drop as many shards as possible as they go through these first 2 rooms of Autumn Hills. Pretty nice intro to the jumping, collecting your currency there. Seeing a little turtle boost from Flash there with the backslash.
Yeah, turtle boosts are an interesting mechanic, because on things like those green capos, depending on where you hit it, you'll either get pulled towards them or pushed away. So if you time it right, you get a slight little extra boost.
Pretty advanced stuff, but some turtles like in the beginning like that are some freebies. If you want to play around with that tech and get a feel for it, it's a great place to do so. We are seeing SpaceNarc hitting the 40, and Flash, I think, just had to go to the wall for a second. Just to get 1 shard, that's a great grab. Great shops. And just as expected, we have really good sync between these runners. Of course, the run has just begun. Let's give them a little bit more time to get adjusted. You're going to see a nice jump slash. Nobody hit with the fireballs as they climb these trees and approach the spike pit room. As they approach the spike pit, we're going to be wishing right thoughts for them, hoping that they get bounced to the right and not the left. And it's very hard to eyeball, because each of those pairs of spikes that you see is a spike tile. Landing on the left side will bounce you left, and right side sends you right, as we see both of our runners getting.
Absolutely.
The trick there, if you're learning, is just to basically jump as late as possible off of that platform, almost going for that coyote time, and then just running off the ledge.
One other thing I have found that helped, at least for me, for that particular spike bit, is don't let go of jump until you hit the spikes, because it is extending the jump as far as possible.
That's true. All right, good health grab from both runners. This is pretty difficult room with a lot of tight motions to go through. Autumn Hill is one of the most technical levels in the game, as there's just all these little minute exploitations of the game tech. We're going to see the standard saw damage boost from both runners, and most likely a projectile spike tower setup. So to get over this obstacle, they're going to run up to the spike tower, turn left, and then hit the projectile. Unfortunately, SpaceNarc killed the Kappa, and Flash missed the spike ball, so both are going to go under, so no comparative time loss there. Flash does have more health, but at this point in Autumn, it's not likely to need the HP. Really interesting hops from SpaceNarc there. Unfortunately, Flash getting knocked back as we see the turtle getting pulled into him. So he is going to be a little bit behind here, but for the most part making up that time. As we move into what we call ladder skip, this is going to be a good jump slash here for SpaceNarc right onto that platform. Wishing the same to Flash. Very nice.
Now Flash has used some turtle boost. Is he going to do the drop here? Nope. Okay. Because you can
no
use
from the runners yet.
Yeah.
We did see that for both of you guys last race, actually.
All right. Yeah, because it's a neat little way to save like about half a second, and it doesn't stop your movement at all since you're not actually hitting the ground.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good shard grabs from both of them. They're going to have enough shards in these last rooms to hit 130 by the last shop. They need to pick up 2 upgrades. You want to talk about those, Minton?
Yeah, so the 2 upgrades we're going to get are going to be the shurikens, which lets us throw those nice little blue shurikens, and then the air recovery. So if for some odd reason you're ever short, always grab the shuriken. But the shurikens let us throw the projectiles, and the air recovery, if we ever get hit, we can actually press jump midair to basically stand back up and keep doing things instead of continuously knocking back.
Mm-hmm.
So we always want to make sure we get the shurikens here if we don't have enough instead of the damage boost, because it helps with the damage. We don't have to worry about getting a top leaf golem.
Absolutely. SpaceNarc rather, getting really good opening, but somehow missing a slash there. Sometimes maybe slash could be dropped while you're throwing shuriken. We are going to see about a 12-second time loss as Flash waits for the golem to come back down. Or, again, SpaceNarc. Style name's getting me. Flash leaving Autumn Hills first. SpaceNarc just a little bit behind, but anything can happen in Catacombs. We have 2 big skips in that level that could really swing things.
And I will apologize to everybody listening if I cough. It's allergy season, and I'm in Texas, so I'll do my best to try to buffle them when I can.
Understandable. Wouldn't worry about it. Dropping in, saying hello to Necro, our Phobekin friend.
Yeah,
he's afraid of the dead, so we find him here.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, he's the only one of the good boys we find, unless we're in any percent.
Mm-hmm. Or hay.
Well, that's an interesting way to get past that. So, SpaceNarc, instead of killing the skeleton, decided to do a damage boost in order to get underneath that first moving platform instead of getting down quickly. So, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Not in a long time. That's a very interesting adaptation. I love to see it, though. Okay, Flash just barely missing a wall climb there, decides to hang out and not get crushed. I have to love that decision. Little Ducker Z action under that pendulum for both runners. Okay. There is also a damage boost set up there. I like to duck because you get to say Ducker Z. Making sure to get a lot of shards here. This room, it's hard to... You can't really go too fast and skip this cycle, so good opportunity to pick up shards here. Both runners making it past these last crushers with no problem. And then, interesting note about these moving platforms. If they're moving in the same direction as you, you really want to ride them as long as possible because every frame you're on that platform, you're going faster. Okay. SpaceNarc making very wise decision to wait out that crusher. Wasn't looking quite open enough to go for. Flash skipping the damage boost, and SpaceNarc taking the damage boost, so they'll take different routes going through this next room.
So this is the room that Flash enters where the path will diverge depending on whether you take that damage boost or not. If you don't, you can actually go left and go underneath that platform. Otherwise, you got to go around to the right to pick up the health pickup. Now, I'm not too familiar on the timing, but there's only like, what, about a half a second difference between the two?
Okay, Hyroxen? Yeah, about a half second. If you have really clean movement through the HP side, but it is more difficult to execute. Really good shuriken sniping from both runners. Not even wasting time going for a badonkadonk. They're just gonna say hi to Ruxin and clean up those wizards.
And those wizards tend to be a little trolly, because Flash kind of got the same situation I have. Just Wizrobe right in that entryway.
Yep. Yeah, that's a jerk of a Wizrobe, but still able to get that spike pit, so you love to see it.
Oh yeah.
Thinking left thoughts for the spike pit. I like it, I like it. Okay, alright. Flash with a very safe projectile. Narc as well, they're both going to make it past this crusher with no problem. Landing on this third platform and just walking off is a safe bet, but hitting that fireball actually uses the second wind to get a little bounce midair and go over the spikes. I like that. High Ruxton for both runners. Let's wish a high Ruxton.
Hi, Ruxton.
High spooky staff. Low Ruxton for Flash. High Ruxton for SpaceNarc. Approach is good. Okay, nice double shuriken, and he's on to the high kill. A few seconds behind SpaceNarc as he did get the slower pattern, but that is a good low execution all the same.
Yeah, both of those were really good Ruxtons.
Just like that, trading the lead as they leave Autumn and Catacombs respectively. I'm very excited to see what we're looking like at the end of Bamboo. All right.
So Kyle, since I've been listening to commentary, did you happen to sing the Bamboo song last time?
Well, you know, it's interesting. You guys all know that there's a song for this level, and it goes like this. I like Chinese food is good for you. I like to eat Chinese food, and Chinese food is yummy too. If you like me too, you will bring me Chinese food because it is so yummy, and especially with Mountain Dew. That last verse from Shuri Bear at the end there. Thank you, buddy. But all those lyrics otherwise from Rainbow Dragon Eyes himself, the composer of The Messenger. Really good duck and double shuriken from SpaceNarc here, as well as Flash. And I hope the timing was good on that. I'm kind of going with visual cue here.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was just about spot on.
Thank you.
I mean, you definitely do it better than I can, because I don't know the lyrics.
Oh, don't tell me that. Okay, don't fall in the pit. Sometimes I try to get fancy, fall back down to wander. SpaceNarc, no problems, right over the tree. He's going to keep all his health because anything can happen with this Fire Kappa. Very dangerous adversary. Flash as well getting hit, but taking that second wind and able to advance without falling into those spikes. That would have been nasty.
Alright, SpaceNarc coming up to room for N2 skip. Let's see, will he go for it?
Great approach for SpaceNarc, just not quite securing that one tile.
Man.
Flash gets it with what looks like a fast one tile too.
Ooh.
Alright, a good double slash steel heart from SpaceNarc, and he's catching up, but Flash is already out of the room, living up to his name, and he is just zooming towards the ladder Bamboo. Okay, don't fall in the pit. Good, good. I've fallen in that pit too many times, chat. SpaceNarc is making a steady climb recovery. Both runners just showing excellent usage of their double lantern slash. This room no longer posing any threat to them. Despite small mistakes, that is a really good Bamboo from both runners.
Oh yeah. And they both ended up just slightly short because you would end up about 254, 255 shards.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like to have 237 by the waterfall, or it's grab the big shard under the shop. You can get 14 from that fall, and you want 251 before the shard, the lantern drop in bamboo. Of course, they need 275 shards by the shop here. Wait, hang on. SpaceNarc with the scroll. Okay. We have a quick pause menu. We'll chalk it up to RNG manipulation. This shop being critical, you want to make sure not to accidentally buy the wrong thing. If you do, you can quickly go out to title screen before leaving the shop and reset your choice. Okay. All right. I really like Flash's a bonk drop there for the fast drop.
yeah, because you hit the wall. Because the funny thing about when you bonk like that, it actually stops your upward momentum, drops you straight back down, and you're already going straight instead of in this ball.
Mm-hmm.
Stops a lot of animation, and it's handy in certain spots.
Very nice tech there. We're seeing just one spike hit from SpaceNarc, but at this point, there's really not much danger. Just has to get over the stairway of Boulder Boys, and let's call them DJ Rockers, and get the HP. Ninja Hay for Flash. He is going for DK skip.
All right, let's go.
He might have had enough time for the butt scratcher. I very much respect the hold there. That wasn't quite the damage boost you want to see. SpaceNarc going for it. Gets it. Respect.
All right, there we go.
That's going to bring him a couple seconds closer. Man,
I remember
love to see
being.
it.
Oh yeah, I remember DK skip being such a scary tech when I first started running. I mean, it still is, but I'm not as scared of it anymore.
I know how you feel. It's like many tech in this game that are just terrifying to start with, and then always a bit dodgy, but you kind of get over the fear of a lot of these strats. Okay, didn't quite see the yeet there for Flash. We see SpaceNarc coming up to it. Very good. Just making sure to get clean momentum and gliding to the end of that room. This room has a bit tricky routing that Flash is in. We'll see how he handles that. Going to go for a nice wingsuit on the fireball in the wind, which does give us considerable lift. Some struggle with the Skeletune at the end, but not a bad room. SpaceNarc getting right through this room. That is going to bring that sink one step closer to the door. All right, going for a nice little backslash on the wizard there to get a little bit more speed for Flash. Can't hear the haze, but they've got to be toward the end of that level. All right, now this is the Emerald Golem, the most lethal boss in the run. If a runner takes a death here, it is going to be disastrous. So they need to be very careful to get 7 hits on the smash ball, get out to the side, and then throw their shuriken, which delivers much damage as fast as possible to that core. That is a clean phase 1 from both runners. SpaceNarc just having a small struggle with the wind, but he does still have enough time if he plays aggressively. No reason to damage boost through that first fist. Nails the wind on the second round. We're going to see a 2-cycle from both runners, I think.
Yeah, and I like how they were both playing a little safe.
Come on, Narc. There we go.
Yeah. I like how they were both playing a little safe on that center core where they were landing before coming up for other 2 hits instead of just doing the juggle like you would on a lantern.
That is a beautiful kill frame for Flash, right in the middle
Flash,
of the screen.
that was
highlighted
nice.
by the golem. You'd love to see it.
And SpaceNarc had a nice
That
little
is a
drop on
low
his.
Kill. Obligatory golem thump anyway, just because you know we gotta do it, even though there's nothing to thump about. Those were great fights for both runners.
Yes.
All right, now entering Quillstream Marsh. Really great breakdowns and some singing mushrooms in the background. See if you can keep an eye out for them. You don't want to touch the quicksand in this level. That's one new feature, because the quicksand will automatically slow you down, even if you touch it for just a frame. It'll be about a 0.1 second time loss. So Flash now entering the hold right room. Get your right commands out. SpaceNarc right behind him. Speaking of right.
Yeah. So the fun part about this room, the reason why we call it the hold right room is in the 8-bit version, or 8-bit section, this is the longest right room in the game. And it also is the only one in the 8-bit section that has 2 checkpoints in the same screen without breaking.
That's true. We saw one checkpoint back there, and runners can actually skip over both of them if they choose.
Crazy runners like myself skip over like almost every checkpoint.
Making Quillshroom a pretty well-practiced run in the speed run. You can generally get through the level pretty smoothly once you've got it down. It is very difficult up to that point. But if anything does go bad, you know, chickens are hitting fans, then, you know, you could have a 2-minute death here based on checkpoints.
Yes, I have found that out the hard way more than once. And they're both in the same room now, so they've actually pretty well caught up to each other.
Looking at the timers, say just about right on sync with each other. This is an incredible race.
This is great.
Both of them just nailing their movement through each of these rooms, just effortlessly sailing through the air here and bouncing on lanterns. This is exactly what you want to see out of Quillshroom. See how the shuriken are? Oh! SpaceNarc cut the grass on that one. Flash didn't quite get it. Did have to go up to the switch, so he's going to fall a couple seconds behind, but I have no doubt he's coming right back. Even if this projectile dude has something to say about it. Going into the bully zone, you want to make sure you always have at least 4 HP, otherwise please grab that health in the last lantern. It's not uncommon to get hit 3 or more times in this room.
Well, we only got a 2-hit bully room from SpaceNarc, and looks like only 2 hits from both of them.
Yep. Alright, Hat Shopkeeper versus the SpaceNarc. Going into probably the scariest room at the start of the Quillshroom Gauntlet. It's just 3 brutal rooms that we're going to be really careful not to take extra damage. Like those spikes, that's an instant kill. If you take a few damage from the projectiles leading up to it, those mushrooms can kill you. Not saying tragedy for either runner. However, Flash's screen has gone black. Please stand by. Meanwhile, SpaceNarc going in on a beautiful cheese.
All right, so it looks like information we're getting is that Flash's game has crashed, which is why we're getting a black screen.
That's rare. You can rarely crash in Quillshroom. We are not sure what the cause is.
All right, so look how he's backing up.
That is terrible.
Anyway, did we just see SpaceNarc with a whipless? Because I was paying attention to what was going on with Flash, so I completely missed the fight.
Not a whipless, but a clean, quick kill with the shuriken. This is very crime. Flash did get thrown all the way back to that last checkpoint, and he is now coming back. He didn't even get saved at Queen for whatever reason.
Yeah, that is a very unfortunate thing to have happened.
Not clear on the ruling for that. I say we finish out the race and then decide. However, going into Searing Cracks, SpaceNarc has the rope dart. He is going to rope dart everything. Flash knocks Queen down from the first rope dart ring, no problem. Getting a really good fight on her. Knocks her down from the second ring, has the shuriken. Did he do enough damage?
I think that jump might... nope, not quite.
So we are going to see the whip, but he has the shuriken to finish her from the door if he chooses. Okay, she almost baited it out. Good finish. I certainly hope for a redo myself. Both of these runners are just too close to be separated by a rare crash. However, all we can do now is see how these runners handle the rest of the run. So far, SpaceNarc not having a lot of trouble with Searing Crags, getting the jumps right where he needs them, landing his rope darts very well. Flash is
Flash
going
is
to pick up
getting
that
it.
tool as well. They're also going to pick up, +1 HP and the ability for enemies to drop HP drops, which I believe is a 15% chance.
And SpaceNarc with a really good backup for not getting the through the ceiling skip for that room.
Mm-hmm. Definitely just making his best climb. I don't know that he knows anything is even a miss. He's still sweating and thinks that Flash is right on his neck, but
Right,
two shuriken there to push the Kappa back and rope darting.
I mean, that was a mentality I had during my race. It's just like, I don't know where I'm at.
All you can do is your run, finish it strong, and then see how it turned out.
SpaceNarc with a really good left side climb in that room. And he's now on to the boys.
Hoping for a good Colossus's pattern here. Getting a rock, that's always a good sign, I think.
Even better if it hits him, because that's just extra damage.
Kaboom.
Yeah.
Flash just going right to the left after the ceiling skip to make sure that there is no miss. I like that. A little bit of trouble getting up that ledge, but dodging the spikes and climbing cracks. We are going to see the almost unavoidable elbow drop. Flash is going to take a little bit of damage just to fall with him and continue to whoop on him. That is a clean fight. SpaceNarc will be proceeding to Glacial. Well, Flash, a little bit of struggle with the left climb, but getting up there just fine. All right, let's see if he gets a favorable pattern as well from these two brothers.
SpaceNarc is flying in. Shovel, please, for anybody who likes it because of the awesome music in Glacial.
Really is just an incredible track. And this level does such a great job of putting together all the tools and strategies you've learned so far to really just fly up the mountain.
A little bit of trouble on that room, but he recovered pretty well.
We got a great conga line of Shovel Knights to cheer him on. You guys dancing, chat? Have to love this vertical room just for the rapid darts and wingsuits, and otherwise just climbing. Very frosty. Very nice. Flash tearing apart Colossus's. And that is a kill.
Oh, yeah.
I admit I got captivated by Glacial, did not see the entire fight. It does look like Flash has made handy work of two brothers. Now we can get a shovel please again in chat.
Yeah, it was a pretty clean fight.
No emo, no shovel please. It's okay. We see him dancing in our heart. Okay, small boulder knockback for Narc, but he is able to recover. Hits the wall just to hang out with the wall smooth for a second. I'm behind. Okay, never mind. SpaceNarc actually going through the icy room. Rapidly approaching. Let's see if he is going for a teleport or no. Oh! I respect. That's a good setup. It looked a little bit out of range, so he jumps and aborts the teleport so as to not die in Glacial. Meanwhile, Flash going for a rapid climb up this same vertical room. Seeing him go to the right of that platform and jump up. Really nice how this game has a lot of variance room by room as to what routes you can take. Most of them only, just a few frames apart, really.
Alright, Flash doing a really good climb in that one. Oh, that's a way I haven't seen get up in that room before. Drop down and wait for the boulder to get a clean up.
Hmm. It's a good going right past Wonderman. Flash is going to bounce off the wizard. Very nice. So he handles the ice. Is it going to go high or low? Low path is the best. But I like the high road. Okay. Wishing SpaceNarc much luck as he goes into some of the most brutal levels in the run. Tower of Time. Flash is going to go for the teleport. He nails it. Let's go. Meanwhile, SpaceNarc entering a very horrifying room.
Yeah,
Looks like he's just going to make sure the wizard's out of his way so he can do what he needs to.
Yeah, I like to do that myself. I was like, oh, you're in the way.
Wizard has other ideas.
That's why I call them Wiz Trolls.
Too true.
Not quite getting the rope dart to skip the crusher room.
Yeah, you can accidentally clip into that crusher, but that is that's allowable. That's totally an accidental thing, and it's not even a time save. Just don't press down while you're inside of a crusher, or you will die.
SpaceNarc also taking a safety strat in that one platform room with the Wiz Road to make sure he can make it through the lasers, saving some time.
Okay, gonna take the laser platforms. No Levy or 2C special here, just safety strats. Always respect that. I think he is on a pretty good pace here right now as well.
Yeah, Tower Time is one of those things that unless you are, like, pixel perfect with everything, like, the strats are scary. It's been known to be the Tower of Time Lost, Tower of Torture, however you want to call it.
Oh, Flash using the last of his iframes to get past that laser.
Oh, that cut it close, yeah.
Oh, Flash with the rope dart over that crusher. Very precise. He is not letting the Quillshroom crash slow him down. He is just going to crush the rest of this run. The best of his ability. He's going to borrow iframes from the wizard. It's not quite enough distance. But a good backup nonetheless. Not quite waiting for the bullet.
Oh no.
That's going to spell disaster for the runner.
Yeah, I think he got a little ahead of himself. He was expecting the bolt to hit and moved just a frame too early.
Flash, I'm sorry. That seems like a clear case of commentator's curse. Very proud of how these runners are just tearing through anyway. Although he has eaten to death, Flash is still not deterred. He is going to finish the tower with confidence. The Wizrobes are just going to be trolls. You hate to see that. Okay, there we go. Giving him the HP back, at least.
Yay! Good wizard.
Okay, very good Kuning Crystal abuse from SpaceNarc there. Let's see how he handles these platforms, and he's going to keep it clean and just have a strong finish on the Arcane Golem. Meanwhile, Corbel decides that Flash has had enough abuse. He is not going to steal any more of these unnecessary shards. And with 6 HP, I'm curious to see if he's going for the laser skip, and that it will be a safe one.
We got SpaceNarc already on Arcane Golem. And he does go for the laser skip and gets it.
Incredible. Okay, good ropes from Narc. He's getting clapped back, but recovering quickly. Going into the middle of the Arcane Golem head like that, you can expect to get hit a few more times, but you don't always have time to reposition and go for the head. Sometimes you just want to take the damage and get back in there. Stay up, don't fall down. That is a GG for SpaceNarc, 33-21.
GG SpaceNarc. All right, so now we got Flash finishing up tower. He is almost to the laser pendulum room.
Mm-hmm. No eyeball skips. He's going to play it safe for the Wizrobe room ahead.
Yeah, the eyeball skip is definitely a dangerous skip to go for because to pull it off, you're almost always going to end up using 5 out of your 6 HP in that room. So any one damage in this room is going to suck.
Especially the nerves factor, being this far toward the end of the run and then going for a scary trick like that can really just throw even an experienced runner off of their game, and disaster happens to us all. Flash and SpaceNarc have both been training pretty seriously, and we are definitely seeing the fruits of that effort paying off in these races. Although there was the unfortunate crash, and perhaps fueling that, the unfortunate death in Tower of Time, Flash has still had a very nice run. Let's see if he can close it out with an excellent Arcane Golem bite. All right.
And with the one tile off that hand.
That is impeccable. This Timekeeper, he is the gatekeeper of times for 8-bit, as well as the canonical final test to see if a messenger is worthy to carry the scroll. Flash with a really interesting standing glide animation. Not sure I've seen that before.
I was going to say, I thought maybe it was a stream, so okay.
That happened. That was incredible to see it. Very good fight. Way to close it out, Flash. GG, making us all proud with a 35-17 under the worst circumstances. That's perseverance. Suppose standing by to see if our runners would like to join us in post-race interview, as well as waiting to see if we will make any decision on whether to redo the race. It does look like Flash did end up eating that tower death, which is unfortunate, although one could say there's understandable nerves after a crash.
Yeah, that is definitely one of those things. That is an unfortunate thing to happen, especially in a race situation like this. But I know that that's one of those things they're trying to figure out what's going to go on. So we'll find out shortly what the decision regarding that is going to be.
That said, we defer to GG Speedruns, have confidence in their decision, and we're just thrilled that we got to see an excellent race out of these runners, although a bit tarnished by technical difficulties. I hope you all still enjoyed it very much, as I know that we did.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely a great race, and it was close for pretty much the entire time up until that crash. So I just wonder if that crash didn't happen, how the rest of the race would have been.
On that, does anybody have any questions about the run, or questions for the commentators, racers, etc.? We've just seen one of those really hype tournament close sync races. We definitely know that I think if things had all gone straight, we'd probably only be seeing about 10 seconds, 15 seconds of separation tops. I would love to see more races out of these two runners, particularly.
Absolutely.
Our Golem Airwalk. That's right, he did do the airwalk and now the air glide, like the standing glide. I have honestly never seen that in 2 years now, watching the Messenger.
See, I'm just wondering, because if he did end up starting the airwalk, I wonder if it was just a sprite glitch, because you're still in the air on the airwalk, and if you're gliding when you're in the air, if it just kept the standing animation for the glide instead of shifting.
Has something to do with that clap and some animation sorcery. I think that'll be very hard to repro, but if we could do that consistently for swag, I'm about it.
Oh yeah, well, of course you're always about the swag.
Well, I do things sometimes.
Oh, I know. You and some of your crazy strats.
Can't confirm Narc is insane. Flash is insane. Yeah, when Flash gets here, I would love to ask him that. Hey,
am I
How are
too
we
loud?
doing?
No, just a bit louder. I think it's fine.
All right. Sorry. I'm just gonna hop in a little quick here. So just to clarify, I spoke with both SpaceNarc and Flash406. After watching the replay and subtracting the exact time that Flash406 lost due to the unfortunate crash, it seems that SpaceNarc would have still won because of that death on the Tower of Time. And both runners have agreed that SpaceNarc is gonna proceed as the winner of the match.
Understandable. Thank you for clarifying.
Hey, no problem. Now I think they might join for an interview. Thank you, guys.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right. Well, with that clarification, we want to give a big shout out and congratulations to SpaceNarc for that. Props to GG Speedruns for taking the time to look into that to see if it would have made a difference on that. So if it would have ended up with a different time frame, it's nice that they looked into that.
That was definitely a great run. SpaceNarc certainly earned the win there. Flash, I wish we could have seen like the prime uninterrupted run, and I'm sure we will see that in some friendly races going forward. I mean, I know I would love to, but just an awesome showing from both runners, and really big congratulations to both of them. Prime uninterrupted run. I mean, one death notwithstanding, when you play well, you played well. I know I would love to, but just an awesome. Crazy sync. I agree, Pupa.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Welcome, Narc.
Hey, SpaceNarc.
Hey, thanks for the that kind of sucked. Hey.
It did kind of suck. I still have to say congratulations to you for the win. Congratulations to Flash for a very strong showing despite the tragedy. How are you guys feeling?
I know when I saw the message that he crashed when I got off, my heart just sunk. I was like,
Yeah,
no.
that was terrible. But to your credit, Flash, you kept going, and it was looking very strong, even up to that tower death.
Yeah, and it was definitely a great thing to watch because at least on our end, like the sync between the two, both in time and on the stream, was just insane.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what we were hoping for because their times are really close. We knew it would be a close race. I was hoping it would be a lot closer without a crash.
You traded from Autumn to Catacombs to Bamboo to Grotto. Like it was so back and forth and so awesome to watch all the way up until that rare bug. But still very thankful we got to see that. Do you have a couple questions, Flash? Is your mic currently working? I saw some ring light up, but not hearing voice coming through. Into skip was sick, definitely.
Oh, Flash got into?
He got
Yes,
into.
he
Got the fast hop. You had a really good setup. It looked like the one tile was there, but it just didn't want to cooperate that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been able to get into in a while. It's been that close, like every time.
Definitely one of those tricks that just it takes so much with all the moving parts to practice each one. But the consistency will come. I'm seeing a lot of progress. SpaceNarc, was this your first tournament race with the Messenger, correct?
Yeah, it was.
How did you feel about it? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I did. I had a really good time. I was really excited to come out for the race. I know through like all of Autumn Hills, I still had goosebumps. Like, but after a while, I sort of smoothed out, and I was feeling better.
I'm always nervous going into the race myself, and then you kind of just get into that jam, right?
Yeah, I just had to tell myself that, like, don't sweat the little mistakes. Just keep going.
Yeah, that's great advice for anyone going into a race, marathon, whatever. I think it's just so solid to keep your mental attitude positive. Even if you do make mistakes, just keep going.
Yeah, definitely. Don't know if anyone noticed the little pause I had at the beginning of
Grotto.
Yeah, so it kicked
RNG manipulation.
It kicked me out of the SRL channel and brought up a warning in front of my screen.
Oh no.
It was just a little window. I was thinking maybe I could just play with it there, but I figured I'd get rid of it really fast.
Yeah, so of course that'd be one of those things you try, and that window's going to sit right in the spot you need it to be at later on.
Yeah, like it would have been right on the centerpiece of the golem at the end, like.
Or that DK skip.
Yeah.
That I can't remember either. It was either got the DK skip.
Yeah, I got the DK skip.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw one of them. Flash would approach. Hey, Flash.
Oh, Flash.
Sorry, I had some technical problems.
No worries, man.
Welcome in.
You already saw.
Like you said in the chat, that is still a great time to be proud of, even with the tower death and a crash. I mean, you kept going. I'm very proud.
Yeah, I was confused first of all, and then I decided to restart the game and bring it to an end. Okay, unfortunately, I died in the tower, and then it was RIP, the race. But I had a lot of fun, and I think the viewers had a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah, that was a very exciting race. Tupa had some questions for you guys. Do you have any plans to do casual races in the future? Just friendlies, because we love watching you guys. You're so neck and neck, and to see the race complete or without a crash, I think would be really hype.
Of course, why not?
I will for sure if Flash is up for it.
Right on.
Yes,
Flash,
of course.
This is also your first run in the tournament. Did you have a good time?
This was my first race ever so far.
First race ever. Let's go.
Yeah, I just started to run about 2 months ago, and yeah.
What a welcome to racing. I'm sorry, but we're glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to be here as well.
Does somebody have a statement? I think I interrupted. Okay, another question from Tupa. Oh, go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, it was the first crash. I never had problems with the game so far, and I really have no explanation for this. During the Quilshroom Marsh level, I saw that there is something wrong with the character sprite. Don't know if you saw it, but you only saw the upper part of
right
of the sprite, and so I was wondering what's going on, and then the game crashed. No.
I don't think any of us know. We have been sending logs to Sabotage as we encounter that, and just hoping that in the definitive edition that there might be a fix for that, so that we no longer encounter. It's just a hyper rare Quilshroom March crash. It's extremely unfortunate.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing you did wrong. It could have happened to anybody.
Of course. Unfortunately, it happened in the race, but I think I would have lost anyway. So I think it was a very close match, I think. I had it on my second screen and saw that this was very close until that point. Yeah. But I think SpaceNarc deserved to win.
Oh, thank you.
You've both been training very hard, and it was just a great race from both of you. SpaceNarc definitely earned the win there, but not to downplay your achievement.
It's okay. So I'm looking forward to seeing the further matches. I think SpaceNarc has to run against Levy now.
Yeah, SpaceNarc has to lose against Levy now.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
And I have to race against the loser of the match between DK and Heather.
That's going to be an exciting race as well. I have one more question on Pupa's behalf. How does it feel to have Ishbender as your sensei, Flash?
Don't know.
Don't know. That's fair.
I don't have a comparison. I never had another mentor. But
Ish is such a great guy.
He's the reason I started to run, because he joined my casual playthrough and told me I could try a speed run, and yeah, I tried it and I got addicted to it.
I'm so happy to hear that you decided to join us. We're very happy to have you. I have one question from Pupa for SpaceNarc. How do you plan to prepare for the next race?
For the one with Levy, let's see.
Just with Levy.
Get good. That'll be a big thing. Oh, and I'm gonna try to implement some more like just faster strats into what I would consider to be safe. So maybe practice them until I know I'm not going to take a death trying faster things. So I'm going to do that throughout the tournament. See how far I can go with it.
Outstanding. Thank you. Well, I'm wishing you guys luck. Are there any further questions, comments, statements you'd like to make to the chat?
Oh, thanks for the good run, Flash. Unfortunate.
Thank you. Thank you for all the viewers in the chat for being here. And thanks for, especially to my real life friends. A lot of them are here and watched it. And thanks to GG Speedruns for organizing this event. Looks very cool. And it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun today.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
And again, congrats to SpaceNarc. Was a great run.
It was. Thank you, Paul.
Levy, please. All right. Thank you guys very much. Thank you, chat, for watching. GG Speedruns for hosting. Sabotage Studios for making the amazing game. We will see you guys next mission.
Yeah.
I'm going to sign off.